Folks, Pamela Hemphill was a former Trump supporter. She was a rioter and insurrectionist on January 6, 2021, at the United States Capitol. And now we're learning that she rejected the pardon that she received from Donald Trump earlier this year. According to CBS News, Pamela Hemphill is a supporter of Donald Trump's from Idaho, now former supporter. She was at the Capitol on January 6, 2021. She pled guilty to a misdemeanor offense related to her actions in storming the Capitol on that day. Despite being one of the over 1,500 people granted clemency and received a pardon from Donald Trump when he first took office, Hemphill says she's trying to return it. She rejects his pardon because she was guilty, and she does not understand how guilty people can accept pardons for things that they did. She now denounces Donald Trump's claim and says that law enforcement treated her fairly. It looks like the dam is slightly breaking. Before I continue, if you don't yet subscribe to my Substack, please consider supporting my work by subscribing to my Substack below, clicking the button below, or supporting me by sending a one-time donation to Aaron-Parnas on Venmo. Your support allows me to do this full time, so I really appreciate it. ICE officials are ramping up operations across the country. Marcelo Gomez, an 18-year-old high school student from Massachusetts, was detained over the weekend by ICE on his way to volleyball practice. As a result, he missed his graduation. Now his classmates from Milford High School are marching in the streets in solidarity to support Marcelo because his current whereabouts are unknown. This is becoming far too common. He was an honor student. He came to the United States as a 5-year-old boy from Brazil, never committed a crime, and is now locked away in an ICE detention facility where no one knows where he is. A conservative nationalist and political newcomer, Karol Nawrocki, has narrowly won Poland's presidential election, securing 50.89% of the vote against the liberal mayor from Warsaw, who received 49.11% of the vote. This is a significant win for right-wing nationalists across the world. He supported Donald Trump, he is supported by Vladimir Putin, and Poland will now be shifting significantly to the right. A second round of peace talks have begun between Ukraine and Russia in Istanbul, one day after Ukraine launched a massive spider operation that took out nearly a third of Russia's nuclear Air Force fleet. It also comes as Russia launched significant attacks overnight in Ukraine as well. China has announced the United States has violated the terms of their trade agreement, and as a result, will be announcing forceful measures in response to the United States' alleged violations. We learned yesterday about the alleged attack in Boulder, Colorado, where a man used a flamethrower and Molotov cocktails to attack a community event supporting hostages in Gaza. According to reports this morning, the individual responsible injured at least 8 people between the ages of 52 and 88. The suspect reportedly shouted "Free Palestine" during the assault and now faces multiple felony charges. He was previously here in the United States on a visa. He overstayed the visa after being denied entry in 2005. So we'll see what happens next. More than a dozen National Weather Service offices along the Gulf Coast and in Puerto Rico are now understaffed as potentially intense hurricanes are on their way. Hurricane season began yesterday on June 1st, and now a number of NOAA offices are understaffed and may not be prepared to conduct, essentially, responses to hurricanes. Donald Trump is threatening to impose major tariffs on U.S. companies, including Apple and Mattel, in response to remarks made by their CEOs. Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, plans to roll out AI tools by the end of next year that will let advertisers create and target campaigns directly on their platform. Chris Christie, the former governor of New Jersey, has accused Donald Trump of allowing white-collar criminals to operate without consequences. The European Union is preparing significant countermeasures to Donald Trump's tariffs on the EU. Donald Trump's upcoming military parade in Washington, D.C. on June 14th, on No King's Day, is scheduled to cost between $25 million and $45 million, $16 million of which will be spent to repair Washington, D.C. streets after the parade. And this morning, there was a sudden eruption from Italy's Mount Etna, sending people fleeing as a pyroclastic flow made up of ash, gas, and rock swept down the volcano's slope. That's all the news right now. Spread the word, subscribe to support by clicking the button below or sending a one-time donation via Venmo to Aaron-Parnas, and I'll see you this evening.